Whether you're 65, 70, or a very cool 75, today's motorcycles are more comfortable and senior-friendly than ever. We're talking low seat heights, easy handling, and cruise control that doesn't require yoga classes to enjoy. We're counting down the top 13 best motorcycles for seniors in 2025. Bikes that balance comfort, power, and practicality without feeling like retirement scooters. Number 13, Honda Rebel 500. Let's kick off this list with a bike that's as chill as your Sunday mornings, the Honda Rebel 500. This bike is what happens when minimalism, comfort, and badassery all sit down for coffee and agree on one thing. Riding should be fun. At just over 400 pounds with a seat so low you could almost tie your shoes without getting off, the Rebel 500 is the kind of ride everyone would want. It's powered by a 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine. And while it won't win any drag races, it gives you enough dependable torque to keep up with traffic, pass slow pokes, and still enjoy the ride instead of wrestling it. It's fuel efficient, quiet, and super easy to handle, even if your knees complain when you get out of bed. Let's talk comfort. Ergonomic seat that feels like your favorite recliner. Neutral riding position, no wrist or back pain. Light clutch and forgiving throttle that won't surprise you mid-turn. And for the styling, it's got that low-slung custom cruiser look that makes people do a double take. And you didn't even have to chop a frame or grow a beard to pull it off. If this list has made you smile so far, hit that subscribe button. We've got more bikes coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's around the bend. However, there's a secret that touring veterans quietly recommend but never talk about publicly. It does everything the expensive adventure tourers do, costs half as much, yet somehow delivers triple the reliability. Riders are covering continents on these, while others are still financing their premium alternatives. Number 12, Yamaha Tracer 7GT. Now, if you've ever thought, man, I'd love a sporty ride, but my spine's got other plans, then let me introduce you to your new two-wheeled best friend, the Yamaha Tracer 7GT. This is the bike for riders who crave a little thrill, a lot of comfort, and absolutely zero drama. Think of it as the perfect middle child, not too heavy, not too light, not screaming for attention, but quietly excelling at everything. Here's the part that'll hook you fast. It shares its engine with the legendary MT-07, but with a touring twist. That means you still get that torquey 689 cubic centimeter parallel twin, famous for its silky acceleration, but now wrapped in a frame that's ready for cross-country adventures or a quick escape from the grandkids. What makes it senior-friendly? Oh, just a few little things that make a huge difference. Upright seating position, so you're not folded up like a lawn chair. Adjustable windshield to slap the wind away from your chest. 2 roomy side cases included. Heated grips because cold hands ruin the ride. Excellent fuel range. You'll tire out before the tank does. And the handling? Light, nimble, confident. Whether you're gliding through mountain curves or rolling to Sunday brunch, this thing rides like it's been tailored to your soul. But there are some downsides too. If you're over 6 feet tall, the seat might feel a little snug on longer hauls. And if you were dreaming of R1 race bike power, this isn't that. This is about practical pleasure, not track day bragging rights. But for everyday joyrides, scenic detours, and weekends with no plans, the Tracer 7GT is the no-fuss, all-fun machine that proves sporty and smart can coexist. If James Bond retired today, which bike do you think he'll ride? A Suzuki, Kawasaki, BMW? What BMW exactly? Number 11, BMW R18. Now listen, if James Bond retired and bought a motorcycle, I bet it would be the BMW R18. This is a statement piece, a rolling sculpture, a cruiser with soul, built with BMW precision, but dressed like a vintage bad boy. The R18 blends old-school charm with just enough modern magic to make you feel like you're riding a museum exhibit. That does 100 miles per hour. Underneath that long, low, drop-dead gorgeous frame is a 1,802 cubic centimeter Boxer twin engine, the largest Boxer BMW has ever made. It rumbles like a distant storm, but rides smoother than a blues solo on a summer night. You'll feel every throb, every pulse, and every drop of character this engine has to offer. Here's why it's senior-friendly and just plain epic. Low seat height, perfect for flat-foot confidence, relaxed riding position, with wide bars and forward pegs, torque-rich delivery. It pulls strong in every gear without needing to scream classic analog-style gauges, mixed with ABS, traction control, and even hill start assist. And yes, that build quality is exquisite. It's not light. Coming in at over 750 pounds, this beast requires a bit of muscle at low speeds. And while it handles well once moving, you're not doing any motocross jumps on this thing. Plus, the minimalist design means no fairing, so wind protection is minimal. But for riders who want to feel the ride, look like a legend, and roll into the sunset with style, torque, and history on their side, the BMW R18 might just be the last bike you'll ever need. But if you want something sexier, there's a machine that Kawasaki built that's causing identity crises in showrooms across America. It looks like a cruiser, sounds like a cruiser, but rides like something that escaped from the sport bike division. Number 10, Kawasaki Versus 650. You know those bikes that look like they've had a few protein shakes and are always up for a spontaneous road trip? That's the Kawasaki Versus 650. It may not scream for attention, but give it a minute, and it'll charm your boots off. At first glance, you might think it's just another middleweight commuter, but take one ride, just one, and you'll start to wonder why more people aren't shouting its name from the rooftops. There's a reason this bike has a cult following. The 649 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine is one of the most well-mannered power plants out there. It's got punch when you need it, chill when you want it, and this almost psychic sense of what the road is doing underneath you. And the seating position, it feels like you're sitting in the bike, not on it. That means more control, more comfort, and way fewer "why does my back hurt" moments. It's high enough for a commanding view, but low enough that your knees won't threaten to retire early. Can you guess what the real magic is? It's the handling. It takes on twists and turns like a mountain goat with manners. It's nimble in traffic, stable on the highway, and can carry a full weekend's worth of luggage without even breaking a sweat. The downside is that it's not flashy. No fancy TFT display, no ego-boosting bells and whistles. No built-in massage chair either. We're still waiting on that, Kawasaki. But sometimes the best bikes are the ones that show up, do their job beautifully, and never ask for applause. The Versus 650 is for the rider who still wants to go places and doesn't need to prove it to anybody. You love the Versus. Would you love another bike that's so clever and comfortable? It might just make you question your loyalty to two wheels altogether. And guess what? It also has CVT transmission. Number 9, Suzuki Bergman 650 Executive. Now hold up. Before you laugh, let me ask you something. Do you like heated seats, automatic transmission, massive underseat storage, and a ride smoother than jazz night in silk pajamas? Exactly. The Suzuki Bergman 650 Executive isn't a scooter. It's a mobility throne with a twist throttle, and it's here to blow up every stereotype you've ever had about scooter life. What's wild is how this thing rides. Twist the grip and that 638 cubic centimeter twin-cylinder engine pulls you off the line with zero drama. It's a CVT transmission, so no shifting, no clutch, just twist and go. That makes it perfect for anyone who's tired of working for their ride and just wants to enjoy the wind and not a wrist cramp. The Bergman's real party trick is how luxurious it feels. The seat, plush, the windscreen, electric, the ride, gloriously smooth. There's even an electronic mirror fold-in system because Suzuki thought of literally everything. Want to haul groceries, gym clothes, a full helmet, and still have room for your secret stash of Werther's Originals? That under-seat storage is basically a small basement. Sure, it's not going to impress the leather jacket crowd, and yes, it's heavy for a scooter coming in over 600 pounds. But here's the thing, you're riding in luxury while they're still stretching out their knees in the parking lot. If you love this, would you love history? Would you love a bike with more history than your average family reunion? Number 8, Honda CTX 700. Have you ever met a motorcycle that doesn't try to impress you with noise, bulk, or shiny chrome? That's the Honda CTX 700. It doesn't roar, it doesn't strut, it just shows up and makes your life ridiculously easy. This bike was practically built with seniors in mind. Low seat height, forward pegs, relaxed ergonomics, and a riding feel so smooth, it's like Honda took your lazy boy and gave it wheels. What makes it really special, though, is what's under the hood, or rather, under the tank shroud. The CTX 700 is powered by a 670 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, tuned to give you a mellow but confident ride. And if you opt for the DCT, dual clutch transmission version, you can go fully automatic with no clutch, no foot shifting, no hassle, just twist and ride. And it's not just about convenience, it's got real-world practicality. It sips fuel like it's on a tight budget, glides over potholes like they ain't there, and weighs in under 500 pounds, making low-speed handling an actual joy. You can flat-foot it easily, which means no more embarrassing parking lot tip-overs in front of that biker gang that hangs out by the diner. If there's a downside, it's that the styling isn't for everyone. Some folks think it looks a little space scooter meets cruiser. But if you're more about function than flash, and especially if your joints have an opinion about tall seats or high-foot pegs, this thing's a revelation. The CTX 700 is for the rider who wants comfort without compromise, tech without frustration. There's another bike that won't frustrate you. It's a retro bike that's making vintage motorcycle collectors question why they're restoring 50-year-old machines. It captures every detail of 1970s British engineering perfection, yet starts every morning and runs like modern reliability was always part of the original design. Classic bike enthusiasts are trading their garage queens for something that delivers authentic vintage soul without the vintage headaches. Number 7, Kawasaki W800. If you ever wished your motorcycle looked like it rolled straight out of a 1960s postcard, but rode like it came off a 2025 showroom floor, let me introduce you to the Kawasaki W800. This thing is the Rolling Stones of motorcycles. Aging gracefully, still stealing hearts, and somehow more stylish than anything the younger crowd's got going on. At first glance, it looks like a classic Brit bike. Chrome fenders, round headlight, long tank, upright bars. But don't be fooled. Kawasaki quietly stuffed this timeless beauty with modern engineering, so smooth, you'll swear it's psychic. The W800 runs on a 773 cubic centimeter air-cooled vertical twin, and let's be clear, it's not trying to set any land speed records. What it offers is graceful, deliberate power that's perfect for seniors who want to cruise at their own pace and look good doing it. The ride is so relaxed you'd think the bike was telling you to take the scenic route. Every time. It's got a low 31-inch seat, butter-smooth fueling, and just enough vibration to remind you this machine's got soul. No TFT screens, no ride modes, no complicated buttons, just 2 wheels and a throttle, the way nature intended. What's the trade-off? Well, if you're chasing high-tech bells and whistles, you'll find more flash elsewhere. And that old-school charm? It means a bit more weight than some competitors. But hop on and twist the throttle, and you'll instantly understand why people fall in love with this machine. And about falling in love, would you like a bike that seasoned travelers actually choose when the cameras aren't rolling? It's not flashy enough for Instagram, too capable for its own good. Riders rack up 200,000 plus miles on these things, while flashier adventure bikes are still in the shop. Number 6, Suzuki Vstrom 650. There are motorcycles built for speed, others for looks. But then there's the Suzuki Vstrom 650, a bike so reliable, so practical, and so ridiculously versatile. This is the motorcycle equivalent of that dependable friend who always shows up early, carries jumper cables, and packs snacks. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it'll get you across the country, through a gravel shortcut, and still home in time for dinner. And the best part? It won't make your knees cry halfway through the ride. At the heart of the V-Strom is a 645 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, but don't let that modest size fool you. This motor's got pep. It's responsive, buttery smooth, and built to last longer than most gym memberships. Whether you're rolling through town or carving up twisties, the throttle feel is confident and predictable, never jerky or abrupt. What really makes this bike a senior's dream machine is how comfy it is. The upright riding posture is natural, the seat is plush enough for all-day rides, and the windscreen does a decent job of keeping bugs out of your teeth. It's tall enough for visibility, but balanced enough that it doesn't feel like a wrestling match at stoplights. So what's the catch? If you're on the shorter side, the seat height might be a smidge tall at first, though nothing a lower seat or boots can't fix. And the styling? Let's say it's purpose-driven. This isn't a beauty queen, it's an adventure buddy. The V-Strom 650 is for the seniors who still got places to go, stories to chase, and zero time for breakdowns. In fact, there's another bike that's quietly converting big displacement riders into believers, and nobody saw it coming. It weighs almost nothing, sips fuel like a hummingbird, yet somehow delivers the authentic V-twin experience that riders spend thousands more trying to find. Sometimes everything you thought you needed in a motorcycle turns out to be everything you didn't. Number 5. Yamaha Vstar 250. Don't let the number fool you. The Yamaha Vstar 250 may look small, but this cruiser has more personality per pound than bikes twice its size. It's the kind of machine that winks at you from across the garage like, hop on, let's ride slow and look good doing it. This is one of the most beginner-friendly, senior-friendly bikes out there. And not because it's some toy, it's because it's low, light, classic, and calm. It is the holy grail for anyone who wants the cool of a cruiser without the wrestling match at every red light. Powered by a 249 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin, the Vstar 250 doesn't try to impress you with power. Instead, it whispers comfort and predictability, like a favorite old pair of jeans. The throttle response is mellow, and the exhaust note is surprisingly deep for a bike this size. It's got the look and sound of a real cruiser, minus the back-breaking weight. The seat is just 27 inches off the ground, meaning mounting, dismounting, and putting both feet flat are effortless, even if your knees have been filing complaints for years. It sips fuel like it's on a permanent diet, often getting over 70 miles per gallon, which means you can ride more and fill up less. What's the downside? It's not built for highway domination. At 60 to 65 miles per hour, it's comfy. Beyond that, you'll feel like you're asking a puppy to pull a sled. But for town rides, back roads, and just feeling the wind in your hair or helmet, this little legend does the job beautifully. But if you are looking for something that defies expectations, there's another legend that German engineers built in secret that's so advanced it feels like riding 20 years into the future. It reads the road before you see it, adjusts itself faster than you can think, and somehow makes 1,000-mile days feel like casual weekend rides. Number 4. BMW R1250RT. If motorcycles wore suits, the BMW R1250RT would be in a tailored tuxedo, sipping espresso while cruising at 90 miles per hour with Mozart playing in the background. This isn't just a touring bike, it's a rolling luxury suite with enough tech to make a Tesla blush. The heart of this machine is BMW's 1,254 cubic centimeter boxer engine with shift cam technology, which basically means it adjusts itself while you ride to give you smoother torque, better fuel efficiency, and a ride so refined you'll forget you're on two wheels. You twist the throttle and it doesn't lurch or growl. It glides like butter on a hot pan. This bike was made for long-distance riders, especially seniors who've had enough of sore backs, buzzing handlebars, and roughing it. The wind protection is incredible. The electrically adjustable windscreen feels like a magic trick, and the heated seat and grips will make you wonder why you ever rode without them. The suspension is semi-active, constantly adjusting itself to give you the smoothest possible ride, even over bumps that would jar your fillings loose on lesser bikes. Want to check your tire pressure? There's a screen for that. Navigation, built in. Radio, of course. Bluetooth, ride modes, cruise control, keyless ignition. It's basically your sedan, but sexier. A major downside is that it's expensive, and it's heavy. This bike weighs in around 615 pounds, and maneuvering it at a standstill takes a bit of confidence. But once you're moving, it becomes shockingly nimble, especially for its size. One thing you should also know is that riders are abandoning brands they've been loyal to for decades, all for a machine that shouldn't exist in today's market, but somehow dominates it. Imagine what happens when 100 years of buried legacy suddenly roars back to life. Number 3, Indian Scout. Imagine Marlon Brando in leather, but with ABS brakes and fuel injection. That's legacy. That's the Indian Scout. It is a low-slung slice of Americana that rumbles like a storm, but rides smoother than a Sinatra record. This bike is all attitude and all comfort, bundled into one handsome beast. Its liquid-cooled 1,133 cubic centimeter V-twin engine delivers a jaw-dropping 100 horsepower. But don't worry, it doesn't buck or bite. The power delivery is so refined. It's like the bike knows your joints don't do sudden movements anymore. Twist the throttle and you're off. Swift, steady, and smiling. The seat height is just under 26 inches, meaning it's one of the lowest cruisers on the market. Perfect for seniors who want to plant both feet confidently at every stoplight. And the handling? For a cruiser, it's shockingly agile. Thanks to a lightweight cast aluminum frame, you're not dragging this bike around corners. It flows. You get cruiser comfort with sport bike responsiveness. It's the motorcycle equivalent of wearing orthopedic shoes that somehow look dangerously cool. And oh, the looks. From the chrome pipes to the sculpted tank and old-school badging, this thing turns heads wherever it parks. You'll have strangers asking, is that new or vintage? The answer, yes. One downside is its limited wind protection. This isn't a long-haul tourer with a windshield the size of a billboard. On the highway, the wind will flirt with your shoulders. But that's part of the experience, right? Honda made magic that shifts gears without you touching anything, reading your mind before you know what you want. The technology is so advanced it feels like cheating, yet the performance numbers don't lie. Guess what happens when a motorcycle becomes smarter than its rider? Number 2, Honda Goldwing DCT. This is a 5-star hotel on wheels. The Honda Goldwing DCT is what happens when a motorcycle goes to college, gets a PhD in comfort, and decides it's too grown up for chain lube and manual shifting. Let's talk power first because yes, this luxury liner moves. The Goldwing is powered by a 1,833 cubic centimeter flat-six engine that purrs like a luxury car, but delivers torque that could tow a small planet. And with the DCT version, you don't have to worry about shifting. It's smoother than a Sinatra ballad and smarter than half your neighbor's grandkids. For the more tech-savvy seniors, it has a lot to offer. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, built-in GPS, electric windscreen, heated grips and seats, reverse gear, and even a walking mode so you can roll the bike forward and backward at low speeds like a tech-savvy cowboy. Riding this thing feels like floating. The suspension soaks up bumps like memory foam. The seat is so plush, you'll think you're in your living room recliner, if your recliner could lean into corners at 70 miles per hour. And the onboard stereo is loud enough to drown out your own thoughts. Now the drawback, it's heavy, really heavy. We're talking around 850 pounds. If you drop it, you're not picking it back up alone unless you bench press Buicks. Also, it's pricey, but what luxury isn't? And now, the #1 motorcycle for seniors in 2025. It's reliable, it's friendly, it's low, light, legendary, and it has one secret weapon every older rider will love. Let's go. Number 1, Yamaha FJR1300ES, the distance destroyer. This isn't just a motorcycle, it's a mile-eating beast in a tuxedo. The FJR1300 has been one of Yamaha's best-kept secrets for long-distance riders who don't want to compromise on power, comfort, or features. Underneath that sharp, classy exterior is a 1,298 cubic centimeter inline 4-cylinder engine that delivers silky torque and bulletproof reliability. Now let's talk senior-friendly perks. Electronically adjustable suspension for ride comfort at the push of a button. Electric windshield that raises like a fortress wall against the wind. Cruise control because yes, your wrists deserve a break. Shaft drive, so forget about chain maintenance drama. Integrated hard luggage, so you're always road trip ready. The ergonomics is comfy. The throttle, smooth. The ride, like butter in a hot pan. And that sleek sport touring look, will have people doing double takes at every red light. However, it's a bit on the heavier side, around 640 pounds, and at slow speeds, you'll feel it. Also, the FJR is not the most beginner-friendly machine, but if you've been riding a while and want luxury and grit in one package, this is your Iron Throne on two wheels. The Yamaha FJR1300ES isn't for the rider who's done. It's for the rider who's just getting started and doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon. And there you have it. 13 of the best motorcycles for seniors in 2025. All hand-picked for max comfort and road-ready confidence. Now go ahead and click the next video popping up on your screen. It's got even more bikes you'll love. Then hit subscribe so you never miss anything.